Hello everybody, gonna do a live here follow-up. Just had Devin Davis and Les Michelson there. They both shot live right at the gates, did the walkthrough. I followed Devin Davis through the whole thing. Then I switched over to Les, got a real good shot of the police. So I didn't see any respirators, so there's no way with the police that I saw in that whole crowd, I can identify the cartridges. I guess that's one good thing about being a Boilermaker is that we go through every cartridge that's ever been crafted for respirators, and there are, if you're talking about a virus, respirator cartridges for that, and then there's also respirator cartridges for tear gas, so I would have been able to identify those. Didn't see any of that in the footage I saw. Got a great shot from both of them. I've shared those videos live. I haven't seen the earlier videos, but if those are the masks the police are wearing, there's absolutely no protection there for tear gas or COVID-19 really. So it's kind of silliness, to say the least. That's what people don't understand. The virus can only be blocked, truly blocked, by actual respirators, fit, mask, tested, and of course the proper cartridges for that. So we got other things I saw there. Multitude of police. I grew up in that community, been there my whole life, dealt with police and all kinds of youthful things of the area. Stony Plain, Spruce Grove, the Golden Spike Crime Watch, all the way to the sheriffs, provincial sheriffs, that are absolutely the Premier's police. And guess what tactical gear we see at that church today? I had a great view. People are trying to tell me, oh, the stripe and the pens. Oh, no, it's federal police. Multitude of tactical uniforms belonging to Spruce Grove RCMP, Stony Plain RCMP, sheriffs right out of the province of Alberta. They have a main dispatch actually not too far from Grace Life Church. You go on 627 all the way up to Anthony Henday, you'll find there's a massive division for sheriffs right there. They patrol up and down that highway all the time. Anyone who's ever worked at the old coal plants out there and been pulled over by a sheriff, they're absolutely out of that facility. So that's where all the officers that I see in the tactical gear of those communities. It's provincial RCMP. People have to get this right too. This isn't Justin Trudeau's police. It's absolutely leases through the municipalities. That's how RCMP work, and the province. I've published intensely on, just for the province of Alberta, all the arrangements, what's federal, what's provincial, and what's municipal. And I can tell you which communities are what. I could just see it in the tactical gear alone, which RCMP stations those officers come out of. Just in the front row of probably a good 30 officers I could see. And of course, they're all down the fence. I didn't get a good look at them or their tactical gear. But what I see up front and up close, in as it is, officers just wearing regular masks. Won't protect for tear gas, wouldn't really protect for a virus, so to speak. It's silly, and in time, a lot of people are going to realize this. I'm in nuclear, and things can go through certain things at different rates as you get into the microscopic world, and viruses are very small. They can pass through those masks. They don't protect you. There's gaps in them, everything else. Does it help? Well, possibly. For fluid out of your mouth, but it's not going to absolutely stop a virus. As we know, it's transmitted on planes. They know this. Freedom of movement is the issue, not really remote rural Alberta in farmland community. Last thing I'm going to say about this today, the old coal road wraps around, goes all the way up through to Grand Prairie. The old gold road, awesome history there. I encourage people to go out there, travel 627, get a beautiful look at Canadian history in one of just the most conservative ridings, very faithful riding in the world. Catholic, Lutheran, Christian denominations. It goes right through that whole area, all the way up the old Gold Road to Alaska. Massive, massive history. Those going out to visit there, go take a trip out there. Check out that church. Go on 627. Get out to Graminia Road. Go out to the river. Go check out Old Keep Hills. If you want to keep going, those people who came down from Grand Prairie. It is a really heartfelt part of Alberta that a lot of even Albertans don't know. But you travel that and you'll find out it's pretty amazing, rich history. And it's sad, it really is. Big cities now, Calgary and Edmonton versus rural Alberta. And you can see clearly the politicians don't even know the history of the communities they say they represent. Pathetic. I love Alberta. I love all of you. I'm trying to do this out here in the East to get Canada together. And it's funny. It's all the same across Canada. Big cities thinking that they're somehow better. They know so much better. I still see the filthy, communities here in Toronto area, and I think, man, nothing like the clean rural communities. It's pathetic that one group will throw the other group under the bus, and they don't even know their history, don't even know the people. And that's the fault of our political system right here in Canada that only gets worse. People talk about rights and freedoms. They don't even know the difference between a civil right, a charter right, and then they don't even know what's absolutely enshrined over those rights in international law. 3 distinct differences, but where the power comes from and who is usurping it is absolutely your politicians. 0 rules of governance, and because of our crown system in this constitutional monarchy, government and civil society only gets stronger. The burden on taxpayers only grows every 4 years. Every time you elect another party, they just add to the bludgeoning growth against the taxpayers. More and more. I can roll all of it out. I will roll it out. This week, it's exciting. 2 other federal leaders, going to be meeting with them. We're going to see if we can iron something out for all of you, and we'll see what we can get together. There's so much education that has to go out. It's so important for people to see that there are distinct differences in every community, that rural Canada is just as important as the big cities, and that is cemented in law. But the politicians at will decide arbitrarily, whether that's federal or absolutely provincial, in division of powers in this very limited constitution. You will see that they will pick up that crown anytime they like, place it on their head, and arbitrarily take from all of you any time they want. And until we address federal constitutionalism or absolutely designing provincial constitutions that we don't have, not one province or territory has, 0 protections for any of you, it has to come forward. It's time to evolve. Evolution, not revolution. Respecting communities, respecting differences, and enshrining the powers of the people forever, constitutionally. That's what has to be done. Otherwise, you can take your addressments of racism, all these different rights, and just throw them away, because it'll never be addressed. Not truly, because it's subject to just a few. That's it. That's all we have in Canada. Very autocratic. And people need to be awoken to this. Doesn't matter if you're religious or not religious. Doesn't matter what you value, you don't value. You want a pink house and your neighbor wants a red one or a brown one or a blue one. That's fine. That's how it should be. People should have the individual right without hurting the other person beside them. Respect the differences. And we are turning autocratic, and everybody knows it. We don't even respect each other. We don't even know the history and differences of the provinces, let alone the communities of the provinces. It's that bad. Have a terrific day, everybody. I got to switch to day shift now. I finished a big major portion of training. I'm pretty wiped out. Those suits are heavy. I was talking to Tim Moen last night, and he's a firefighter. Firefighters, man, there's only a few thousand people in this entire world of billions of people who actually go in and do the kind of nuclear work I'm going to be going to do. Very interesting experience. The weight of the gear, the multiple layers of radiation suits on top of gear, the weight's tremendous. It's going to be a wipeout, that's for sure. It's tough, man. It's going to be tough, and what a incredible amount of training I went through, the knowledge I've accumulated. In one way, it's very fortunate. You learn all about particles and what your cells can take, what I'll be going through, and it's interesting to say the least. And so much education has to go to so many of you. So I'll get another good night's rest. Trying to flip back here for tomorrow, so I'm back on days for a little bit, and I'll get a bunch done, and I'll get back to all of you. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I know right now. I'm going to look at more data. There's all kinds of videos shared from earlier today on the Grace Life Church. So I'm going to look at that, and we're going to go through it, and I'm going to look if there were respirators worn. I'm going to see if I can see the filters, and I'll be able to tell all of you if they were getting ready for tear gas or was it something for viral. But I don't know. I don't see it yet, but maybe it's there. We'll look. I know.